tcm.com/festival.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and welcome. Right now we're going to bring you several films by one of France's greatest filmmakers, Jean-Luc Godard, founding member of the famous French New Wave movement of the late 50s and the 1960s. We're going to begin with the first feature film he directed, which turned out to be the most influential film he ever made, even though at the time it was made, the two actors starring in it thought it was going to be so bad it would never even be released. So they basically didn't take it all that seriously, but just relaxed, often improvised, and had a really good time, which turned out to be one of the reasons the film is so fresh in its execution and so exciting to watch. The film is Breathless, directed by Godard, starring Jean-Paul Belmondo and Jean Seberg, with a script credited to Francois Truffaut, which is a bit misleading since there never was an actual script that was used. What happened was that in the late 50s, Jean-Luc Godard turned out to be the last remaining member of the suddenly famous group of New Wave film critics who had not actually directed a feature-length film himself, as all those other film critics had vowed to do. Critic Francois Truffaut had made The 400 Blows and caused a sensation with it. Claude Chabrol had directed The Blue Surge, which we just showed, and it had made big waves. Godard had been looking for something to direct, but hadn't found anything to intrigue him. But then along came a young producer who was an admirer of Godard's writing, and he offered to finance any film Godard wanted to direct. The money man made only one demand, and that is the storyline had to make sense. Not all the New Wave films being made did make sense, but that offer triggered Godard into taking action. It was at the time that Godard then remembered a story that he and Truffaut had co-written a few years earlier, based on a newspaper item about a motorcyclist who shot a policeman. Well, he wrote to Truffaut and he said, in essence, if you can find that story treatment we wrote, I can whip up the dialogue and make my movie. And that's how this next film, Breathless, came about. Well, in making it true to the New Wave dictates, Godard threw out all the old ways of making a movie, using a lot of handheld cameras, wild camera angles, and jump cuts. And the finished film caused a sensation. Also made an international star out of its leading man, Jean-Paul Belmondo. Moviegoers hadn't seen an actor so natural or so uncompromising since Marlon Brando made his first film a decade earlier. Its success shocked everyone, especially Belmondo, who told me when he came as a guest to our first TCM Classic Film Festival, he said, we were all relaxed and felt free because we thought the film was going to be so bad nobody would ever see it. Far from it, it's been considered iconic ever since it came out. And here it is from 1959, Breathless.